Hello, friends. Namaste. Good morning or good evening, everyone. This is Lavanya Vishwanath. I live in Australia. I'll be the host for this session with the divine blessings of Dr. Brahmashi Subhash Patriji and Swarnamala Patriji. Let us start our today's sessions. It's been a long time. I would like you to welcome back to the Divine Breath YouTube channel, Australia Initiative of Pyramid Spiritual Society Movement. We all know the core principles of Pyramid Spiritual Society Movement. They are meditation to expand our energy field, vegetarianism, and the practice of ahimsa to experience oneness in our physical reality, the pyramid energy to amplify the elevated energy field around us, and spiritual science to chisel the intellect for the advancement of humankind. So all of this can be easily integrated into our daily life, such as everyday practice of meditation, reading of right spiritual books, and listening to the experiences of our spiritual friends and masters, and sharing the knowledge with one and all. Keeping in line with the principles of sharing this wisdom and reading the right spiritual books, in the coming days, we will be having a unique opportunity to expand our intellect and evolve through these experiences that will come through to us from the gift that is given to mankind in the form of a book. So from now on, we would be we'll be going with The Power of Now, the book which is by Eckhart Tolle. And we have a senior pyramid master, Prasanna Medisetti from Houston, who will be sharing her insights on this book. For the Prasanna Garu is not new into our platform, but for the new people who are joining or who are seeing us on YouTube. So let me just quickly introduce Prasanna Garu once again. So Prasanna has joined the first batch of computer science professors, worked in India at few places like Kanadpur, Hyderabad, Kannur, in different positions from assistant professor to head of department of computer science. To pursue her career, she moved to USA in 2008 and got introduced to meditation in one of the temples, Sai Baba temples. Later, Prasanna Garu had moved to Houston, Texas in 2010. From then on, during this pandemic, she first started her meditation, continued her practice of meditation every single day. Prasanna Garu works as a project manager in one of the MNCs in Florida, and she finished her master's in yoga and spiritual science from Vedic Wellness University. She also conducts meditation classes, book clubs, and wisdom sharing sessions for PMC USA and PMC Multilingual to feed her soul. So friends, please join me in welcoming our Senior Pyramid Master, Prasanna Garu. Prasanna Garu, over to you.
Namaste. Happy to be here after a long time back. I remember our days of soul's journey, great interactions with you all. So at this time, the book was chosen by yourself. That is a Power of Now. Okay. Let us, without any delay, let's go into the book, Power of Now. So before we go to that book, right, so we will give I'll give you a bit of introduction why this Eckhart Tolle, what happened before he wrote this book, right, what happened to him and why this book came into existence and how this came into the... So he was lived in the state of because we all lived in, not only the Eckhart Tolle, we all living in the state of kind of anxiousness, anxiety, fear about future, what will happen. This kind of things are all there. Whether we accepted it or not, this is the thing that is always there within us, right? So that's the thing that's actually bothering us also sometimes, isn't it? So same like us, even Eckhart Tolle he was continuously living in this kind of journey. So not long after, one night after his 29th birthday, I think, he woke up early hours and he felt like absolutely dead, dread kind of thing. So he was okay in the feeling because his life was so anxious kind of thing, and that day he felt so much. He feeling like it's a burden. Life is a burden. It's a misery, continuous struggle. why we have to live in this kind of struggle? That kind of questions he has been asked, because he has been asked within himself, right? I could feel like deep in deep annihilation, like non-existence, and he don't want to exist, non-existence, and becoming much stronger than, instead of living this, because he wanted to suicidal thoughts. He used to get a lot of suicidal thoughts. That's a thing, basically. Okay. More than living, right? He got the thoughts of non-living. Those non-living or non-existent, those thoughts became like so much so, because he just don't want to live in this life. He somehow this is the pattern that it is going on. While it is going on, right? So I cannot leave this misery anymore. That's a question that is, I cannot live with this misery anymore. Or I cannot live with myself with this misery. That is what he got. So the question came, he repeated the question in his mind, I cannot live with myself any longer. What does it mean? So I cannot live with myself. So there are, am I two or am I one? That's the question that he started. I cannot live with myself. Here, maybe we may not arise that question, you and me, but I will give you the one example that we will be coming across. When you sleep, actually, when you are awake, all our five senses are awake, right? When you are sleeping, you are shutting down your five senses. Your meditation or in your sleep, in your meditation, conscious shutdown of your indriyas, and whereas sleep, unconsciously, you are shutting down your thing. So there is a sleep and there is a deep sleep. Right? So when we are in the deep sleep, completely you forget it. Even if you slept for 3-4 hours, you feel like you just slept for an hour or so. Okay. When you get up, oh my God, I had a good sleep. Do you have this feeling or not? I had a good sleep. I slept like a baby. This is all the one at one point or the other, you have that kind of feeling. So when you shut down all your five indriyas, when you shut down and sleep, nothing is working. Who is that I feeling that I slept for a long time? Who is that I that feeling that I slept for a long time? I had a deep sleep. I slept like a baby. Somebody is talking. Okay, say like here, other he is feeling like, okay, I cannot live with myself. So that is a kind of a spiritual pondering question. You may feel it. But the second example I gave, you and me, we are all feeling in our life at one point or the other, we are feeling. So who is that I? So that I is different from what I that we are thinking. The I that slept is different from the I that it is witnessing, isn't it? So that is the whole book is talking about having that I, whatever that witnessing that you are sleeping, witnessing that you had a good sleep, that I, if you are in that I, then life will be very smooth. But we are in the other part of the I, that I cannot live, that kind of thing, right? So that is why we are feeling that life is so hectic, all that thing, right? So that is what. So then he started noticing the sounds of it. He awakened. He still closed his eyes, but awakened, and he is listening to the chirping of the bird sound near the window, which he never witnessed before, which he never, because in his hurry life, right? He never witnessed. So all these things he started witness, which means that we forgot actually witnessing very small things in our life. So he understand that intense pressure that is forcing that, right, in his consciousness. What is that intense pressure that it is forcing? You are already, there is something that you are different from this. So that one he is trying to awaken, that the truth is that I is also within you. That I is also within you, and whatever the I you are thinking, Lavanya, Madhu, Prasanna, all these things are also within us. So this is all the I which is identified with our body. Which is identified with our body, but that I, whatever that I is there within us, if we can identify with that I, capital I, then all these things will be very smooth. You will be feeling that presence of mind, and you will feel that great thing. Okay. Before we go further into the book, right, he gave a one good example or one good thing. There is a beggar in the streets. Okay, beggar is begging, and so when one person is passing by, he asks, "Can you spare some change?" That person said, "I don't have anything to give it to you." But what is that box that you are sitting on? Some box. I have been sitting on this box for longer time. Okay. Oh, is it? Can you open that box? No, what is the need of opening that? So there's just the box that it is there, so it's open. What is the use? But this person, the stranger, has insisted him to open that box. Okay. Then he opened that box for his astonishment, and the box containing the full of gold, which he never opened it. So here, when you look at inside, he found that there's a gold inside, right? So that's where we are. That's where we are. So we may immediately say, I'm not a beggar. Yes, we are. The reason is we are sitting on that particular, the great gold box of that. We know that. We are the knowers. We have that enlightenment within us. We wanted to get that enlightenment, but enlightenment is not there somewhere outside. You are already enlightened being. Only the problem is that enlightenment was covered with so many layers of dust. So because of the so many layers of the dust, you are not able to see himself. What is that enlightened being? Like a beggar, we are just trying to see that enlightenment outside. That beggar is begging for a pennies, and we are begging for, okay, we want that, we want this kind of thing, right? So this is what even Patricia used to tell. If you are going and asking the God something, oh, give that, give this, give that, and I want this, that's a kind of a begging, but you are actually having all of that energy within you. If you like some God, if you like Rama, become a Rama. If you like Baba, become a Baba. That's what he gave a message. Adapt the qualities that particular God is actually, because those gods or those persons are now none other than that enlightened beings who understands that they are that particular, they have that enlightened soul is within them. When that enlightened soul is within them, that enlightened soul is within every one of us. We, within you, within me, because we are all the very enlightened persons, and we all came from the same source. We all came from the same supreme consciousness. When we came from the supreme consciousness, why to beg others? Look within. You are sitting on that gold box. Open that gold box. That's the thing, that once you open the box, you are the enlightened being. So that's what the world is. Enlightenment means the idea is some superhuman is there. Enlightenment means some superhuman you will become. So, but you didn't know that being is there within you. Okay. Then so immediately we may ask, who is being? Being is a God. The moment you give a God name, right, what will happen is God means you will give one kind of structure. For the God, Lavanya, the God may be Rama. For me, the God may be Krishna. For you, the God may be Jesus. For us, God may be the Muhammad. So we started giving a one rupa. Okay. And we started imagining that. But that being, inside that being, oneness being doesn't have, once you say being, you cannot actually give any kind of figure to that. That is a consciousness, something immeasurable, something indestructible, something that is almost essentially greater than you that you are thinking. Whatever me, Prasanna, I'm thinking, that is greater than actually what's Prasanna is, or what's Lavanya is, or what's Madhu is, because that supreme consciousness is there within you, within me, within every one of us. That consciousness, if you are able to understand that if you can able to dust all those things, then you are that enlightened being. We think that we are all human beings, isn't it? We identify ourselves as human beings, but we are all spiritual beings, came here onto this earth to experience the human life. We want to experience all these emotions. We want to experience the life on the earth. So we came. We are not the human beings. We are spiritual beings, came to this earth to experience human life. So we are again here with the illusion of Maya or whatever it is, we are feeling that we are just the doers, we are just the human beings. We are inability, we are with the inability that we feel we are unable to connect that supreme consciousness or the thing. We feel we are separated. We feel that God is separate and we are separate. We are in that separatedness feeling. So there is a world around you, you are separating. I am different from Lavanya, I am different from somebody else. I am just separating it. But once you feel that there is always that connection, you then perceive yourself consciously or unconsciously, you feel good. Otherwise, you feel fragmented, isolated. So when you are fragmented, isolated, what will happen? The fear arises. Once the fear arises, the fear is the lowest vibration of all the thing. Once the fear arises, the conflict will start, and so much of everything will start with the fear. If you notice, everything will start with the fear. Because of the fear, only because of the tomorrow's fear, we always save something or something, do something, all the things, right? Saving is not the problem. Saving is not actually the thing. But the thing is, getting the fear is a problem. Okay? Because of, suppose somebody says something, okay, this person is maybe having a bad day. Let him be. If I can leave that, then it is okay. But my fear of my identity, my ego-ness will arise. Then I will also say some few words. Then I'm aggravating him or her, and then he also says some few words. With this, a lot of conflict will arise. But if you understand that, okay, he had a bad day, let him be. Then there ends the matter, right? When you can do that, see, when your daughter or when your son is having exams or anything, when there is a lot of pressure is there, when he is actually yelling at you for some simple silly things at home, you will say, oh, he is having exams, let him be, isn't it? Will you fight with him back? You will not, because you are feeling that there is a connectedness. Because of the connectedness, you are able to understand the person. Because you are fragmented towards the world, you are not thinking that the entire world is the same. Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi state. We are not able to be there. Because of that, we are feeling others are different. That's why when somebody else is saying something, you are getting anger, you are getting fear, you are getting ego, all the things are coming. Why not with your son or with your daughter? Because there is no ego, you are not showing that. You are feeling that there is a connectedness. Okay, that's where we have to, here in the first topic, right, in the first chapter, he is always talking about, because why all this in the power of now, we may say, he is talking about you are not your mind. That is the concept we are learning in the first chapter. I don't know how many days we will be finishing this chapter, 1 or 2 or 3 class sessions, but this is the concept. You are not your mind. We think that our mind, whatever we are thinking, that is our mind, right? We are not our mind. We are different. That's one. The other is trying to highlight, and we have to not only just listening on this Sunday class or anything. Once whatever that lesson, the Sunday session, try to contemplate on every day from Sunday to the next Sunday, the class you are coming, right? So just to try to contemplate, so that every time whenever we come across a situation, is it coming across our mind or really me? That kind of thing, right? Whenever you come across, you will be able to evolve yourself. We all will be able to evolve ourselves whenever we have. So so in the Buddha also, whenever he says it, Buddha did not define that enlightenment. He said that enlightenment is not that, enlightenment is not this, mind is not that, mind is not this. That's what. He is not, there is no superhuman to accomplishment. The suffering is all come from the desire. So these are all the things that he said. That enlightenment Buddha is not for them. So he didn't tell. So he used the word being. So can you explain the meaning by what is the meaning of that being? Being is eternal. Being is not actually perishable. Being ever present, one life beyond the myriad of the forms, it is ever present. The life that's subject to the birth and death, again, that is subject to the birth and death, but it is not dying. However, being is not only beyond, but also deep within every form of innermost, invisible, indestructible sense. Remember, it is innermost, invisible, indestructible sense. So what is that being? Being is your soul, spirit, whatever it is, right? So what is that it is dying? It is dying your body. It is not your spirit. So here, between the body and spirit, is the mind is playing any role? Mind is the one which is playing to bring this body, mind, and but is the mind is there? Once the body died, is the mind is there? No, the mind is not there. Only thing is, what is the thing that it will be there with you? What will come is the things which you think over and over and over and again, that those things will be went into the subconscious mind, right? That will be imprinting in your breath form. So that will carry. Why? Because that is carrying, it is not again the part of the soul, but when that soul is having with the body, so these are all the things, these are all the karmic bondages you have done. So that small portion will carry with your lifetime. Okay, that soul will become free when this karmic bondage is balanced or becomes zero. Okay, that is why when we come to this life, do not keep anything extra bondages. Do not keep, because we already came to this, we got some bondage. We want to get rid of that. We wanted to, okay, I have got 20 in my queue. I got 10 in this lifetime. I need to fulfill that 10 and go. But instead of fulfilling, what we are doing is, we are not sure whether we are fulfilling 10 or not. We are taking 20 more and going. So once you understand that we are unnecessarily getting all those things, then you can either do 10 or do 5, but do not get attached with yourself, with other things, so that you will not carry the things again. So that is what. So when you are not actually attaching with that big guy, with your mind, then you will get into the enlightenment. Then you will get close to the enlightenment state. When you say that you are a being, okay, are you talking about God? Here the question may come. That God told somebody, are you talking about God? No. God means, as soon as I tell, you will have some face, some qualities and all those things. It's okay. God is a closed concept. When you utter, everybody has a mental image of the God. So, but whereas being is an open concept. Everybody is having that being, whether you are Muslim, Christian, Buddhism, Islam, anybody, you have that soul or spirit within you. That's a being. So that is the transcendental reality. That being is there with everybody. It's too early to become that idea into your head, but so try to being, whether you understand being is something that is there. It's a spirit, it's a soul within there. Being is, however, it is an advantage of the open concept. It is not a closed concept. It is an open concept. It doesn't have any form. It doesn't have any specific qualities or anything. It does not reduce the infinite, invisible to the finite entity, because the moment you say Rama is a god, you are reducing the entire god to the Rama. Rama, only one wife. He always listen to his father's words. So you have some attributes. Okay, so that is the attributes of this Rama. Suppose if you say that Rama has many, no, it is not Rama, it's a Krishna. So it is, you are actually reducing that infiniteness to the finiteness, whereas being is an infiniteness. So it is not a finiteness, being is an infinite. That infiniteness, you are having the part of it. You are the part of that infiniteness. Once you understand that you are the part of that infiniteness, and you, me, and every one of us, including these trees, animals, everybody is there in that infiniteness, you will feel that connectedness or oneness. That's what we wanted to realize. We want to experience as a being. What is the absolute or a greatest obstacle? What is the greatest obstacle of experiencing this reality? What's the greatest obstacle? Can you just tell me what is the greatest obstacle? Just within this class, we can think, what is the greatest obstacle? Why can't we able to experience it? Because we are identified with our mind. We are identified by our mind. We became that thinking is compulsive. Without thinking, how can I'm wasting my time? Without thought, I'm wasting my time. So, identification of your mind or identification of you with your thought is the obstacle. It creates a false mind mate. It's creating a false mind. Oh, I'm so sincere. If Lavanya says 4 o'clock means I will come at 3:50 and wait for the link. So I'm again thinking with my mind that I am so sincere. Okay. So because whatever I'm identifying myself with the task that I'm doing, isn't it? So with the mind that I'm actually doing it. So this is how actually we will be so proud of ourselves, so proud of these things. Suppose if I say that, oh, when she asked, I gave her time and I'm actually teaching and all those things, that's where I'm identifying with my mind. But if I think the other way around, I'm actually, when I'm brushing up my first chapter, my thoughts are processing. Because of these people, I'm able to, because this 4 years back, I read this book and I had a book club that time. But there is a lot of things changed in my mind. Lot of I have evolved a lot comparatively previous years. So when I'm reading this book, I had a different feeling or a different perspective. I got it. So in a way, more than the feeling of that I'm teaching, you gave me an opportunity to read this book again to understand in a better way. So that feeling, whenever I have that feeling, that's a connectedness feeling. The other way, I am teaching, I am spending my time, I am coming on time, I am doing all this. This is separatedness feeling. Remember, every task that you are doing, right? The connectedness, we are all one, and disconnect. That means isolation feeling. That's a I'm doing something and I'm doing some favor to you. That kind of feeling, right? That is a disconnected isolation feeling, because that will create you the what do you say, the pain. In a long run, that will create you the pain, because that is kicking you the pride. Whereas connectedness feeling, because of you, I'm able to read this feeling, and it is giving me happiness. It's not giving me pride. It's giving me happiness. It is giving me joy. I'm able to give you more love. Before with the before feeling, I feel that I'm so great. That kind of feeling, right? I'm able to read that book. But the universe has given me a chance and opportunity to read that book because someone wants to listen. Suppose if there is nobody to listen, then I will not be able to get the chance to read it, right? So that kind of connectiveness feeling we should always feel in everything, everywhere. In that way, you feel so good about yourself. So that is what, this is what I think, because there is a philosopher, I think, therefore I am. Socrates, or some famous statement, Socrates. I think whenever you are thinking in front of the mirror, right? So they equate the thinking of the being, identity of thinking. You are thinking and therefore you are. So that is not it's a very complex statement. It's a compulsive thinker actually. Means that almost everyone lives in this separatedness. You are thinking, so I am there. Whatever I am thinking. See here, two analogies I gave, right? Two analogies are mine only, isn't it? So the first way of thinking, then I may think in a different. The second way of thinking, I may think in a different. Both are thinking, but we should cross beyond this thinking. When we cross beyond this thinking, there is no mind at all. So where we all will be able to share that love, share that joy, very much like very joyful experience will be we can have. World is continuous problem of conflict. With this, right? It is a continuous problem of conflict, increasing the fragmentation, because it increases, because when you're conflict, you divide, it will increase the fragmentation. There will be a fragmentation and there will be a conflict. So some of you may think, I may think, oh, only few people came, why in the world that I have to prepare? See, that's a conflict again. Then you may also think that, why Sunday morning 7 o'clock, why Lavanya is taking the class? It's a conflict. Suppose if it is not possible for you to listen, anyway she is keeping on a YouTube, let me listen that day class. What is there? If you are really interested, if you really want to connect to a subject, everything will come. You will find an opportunity. Okay, get up in the morning, have a nice coffee, sit in a lawn and listen to the class. 10 minutes, enjoy meditation in your lawn or in your garden. and then listen to the session. Have peaceful coffee at least on Sunday. Take time for yourself, relax, and you can. So these are all the things that you can actually. These are the two way. Everywhere there is a two way of thinking. There is a conflict, right? Everywhere there is a conflict. Why? Why not? This kind of fragment, enlightenment is the state of, what is that enlightenment? It is a state of wholeness, being at one. So when we are saying that we are all one, we will be at peace. That is the one that we all need to get there. This is all like these book clubs, this sharing, all this is a one step towards that enlightenment. Every one of us, all of us together, we are making a baby steps, one step or the other towards that enlightenment. And remember, as Patri sir is mentioning, and everywhere they mention, whatever that you are getting, that soul knowledge towards your enlightenment, you put, suppose here in this lifetime you study BTech and you died and you come back, and again you have to start from ABCD and start studying some other course or maybe BTech or anything. But here, unlike other things, here in the soul's thing or enlightenment path, whatever that you made 10 steps. Next lifetime, when you started this path, when again this spiritual path come to you, 1 to 10 steps are just one day. 1 to 10 steps, you will just jump into that. Then you'll start journey from 10th step onwards. That's how the things will be. So whatever the thing, so we don't know whether we will be reaching the enlightenment today or tomorrow or this lifetime or next. We don't know. But we have to travel towards it. We have to travel towards, we should not go back. We have to travel to. Enlightenment is not the end of suffering. It is a continuous effect, conflict. There is a continuous conflict that is there within us, right? That we have to solve it. Okay, the dreadful ensoulment that he wanted to die or he wanted to live, that kind of, he has there. You need to liberate from that. You should not identify yourself with your mind. Then you are actually, identification with your mind creates the concepts of the labels, images. Oh, Lavanya is very good, Madhu is very good. That kind of labels. Or say they are not, some X or Y, Z are not coming in the morning, they are bad, they are not coming. So I'm just giving a labeling. You should not give that label to anybody. Whoever comes, you want to do, she wanted to promote this. So she need to do her own thing. I need to do my own thing. Whoever has to come to this path, right? Whoever, there should be some eligibility also to come to this path, because then only you will come. Otherwise, you have like lot of karmic bondage. You got it, right? You will be in that karmic bondage only. You will not come out of it. So it takes your own time. So between you and yourself, between you and your fellow man, woman, between you and your nature, between you and your God. So it is creating, right? Whenever the mind comes, it is creating the blocks between you and yourself itself. You and your nature, you and your God, you and your fellow man. It is creating the blocks. There is the illusion of separatedness is coming. Totally illusion is coming up. You are different from me. Okay. I mean that you are no longer feel that oneness. You will not feel any oneness as self-evident reality. You may believe it is true. Okay, you may believe it is so true. It is so, he's my son, right? Obviously, I will just support him. That's a kind of, because we are in such a illusion that we are feeling that illusion is also so true. Once you understand that whether it's my son or the neighbor's son, once done something wrong is wrong, I have to point out, that's a liberation that you will be getting it, right? So for all of us, the thinking became a disease. The first disease that we got is thinking. Always thinking. Thinking became a disease. This is happening because we are out of balance. So if the cells are dividing, that is a nature. But if it is dividing without regarding the total organism, then it is a disease. The mind is superb when you used it right moment. When you use it always, or when you use it a wrong moment, it will become destructive. Okay, mind. Then you may say, oh, I disagree. Without using my mind, how can I do it? With my mind only, I'm doing so many things. So how can I do that? No, you should use your mind, but you should find the switch off button. When you don't want the things, you should be able to switch off. That's the thing. That is the enlightenment. Use your mind when needed. You go to the office, you have to use your mind and work on it. Switch off. When unnecessary things, switch off. Come back. Whenever you need to do something, use that. Use that, because mind is a tool given to you. Don't think that you are the mind. Mind is a tool given to you. You are very supreme being. You are the supreme consciousness. You know very well all the things, but you are thinking that you are the mind, you are the body. That's where the problem is coming up. You are not your body, you are not your mind. Okay. See, if you open the social media, right, nowadays I'm just noticing it. Instead of that positiveness, there's a lot of negative comments. Anything. There is a recently somebody posted the picture with the two. Oh, your son is so smart, your daughter is not. Who the hell are you to comment? Right? Why is that? Somebody posted their own thing. So what is the problem with you? So that kind of, because you are not only identifying yourself with your body, also identifying with everybody with the body, right? So that is the problem. So mind is a tool that is given to you. So do you mean that I have to switch off my mind? No, I should not think. No, you should think. You should use your mind, but you should not unconsciously identify yourself with your mind. That's where you are. You should not I thought that, so my thought is right. That's where the argument. You should not become slave to your mind. Many people, if you see, they are becoming slave to minds and slave to bodies. To look body, to look my body look good, I do anything. Because you are identifying yourself with your body. So anything, you are identifying yourself with your mind. So that kind of unconsciousness, the beauty, love, creativity, joy, inner peace is not with your mind, not with your body, but that is with you. That's a capital I. So with that, once you go there, that's an awakening state. Okay. I will stop here because if I start new topic, I may not complete. New topic within the first chapter itself. Feeling yourself from your mind, freeing yourself from your mind is the next topic that I'll discuss next class. Okay, now session open for questions.
Thank you, Prasanna. So today we know about how about our mind. We should identify. We are always identifying with our mind. So we should try to switch off our mind sometimes, at least for some time, when it is not needed. That's what is my takeaway from this session.
Yes.
So let me see, masters, if you have any questions, either you can share your opinion about today's class, or if you have any questions related to your meditation or anything, you can ask
any questions even on the pace also, if I'm too fast or I'm repeating or whatever it is, right? So you can tell, so that we can correct in the coming classes.
Please feel free to either raise your hand or you can put it into your chat as well. Prasanna, in the meantime, our masters say anything. So, okay, I got a question. How do you get from Madhu, master? So, how do you get to the feelings of oneness? We're so used to being separate for so long.
That's where we have to, that's where the meditation tool that was given to us, right? Actually. So meditation, more than meditation, maybe we are doing 40 minutes or 1 hour or so, but awareness all the time, that mindfulness, that is the one that we need to practice. Once you are mindful, am I speaking from my mind? Am I speaking with my ego? That kind of thing, right? So meditation, what we are doing, we are actually shutting off our organs. We are not identifying with our organs. We are not identifying with our mind. There, even if the thought comes, so always in the meditation, right, the people has a mistaken thoughtless state. Thoughtless state will come very rare. We are not it takes long years. So then why do you do meditation? No, more than thoughtlessness state, observer, go to that observer. what thoughts are coming up. Let them go. If you are giving an energy, then it will become like blah, 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 it's coming up. Okay. Suppose in the morning you woke up and you sit in the meditation, what breakfast I have to do for my kids? Okay, I will do when time comes. These are the thoughts usually, right, that we get it. So I will do when time comes. So just let the time pass. Then you start thinking about, in the refrigerator, do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have a bread? Do I have the... So if you start taking it, then it will go on, go on. So you are giving energy to your thought with your mind. That's where you are actually distracting it. So whenever some thought comes, observe the thought and then just let it pass away. Let it pass away. Don't give your energy to that, right? So then you will slowly, if not today, tomorrow, at some day you will disconnect with those thoughts. So there is I'll give you one more example. Morning, when you woke up, right, when you go to the bathroom and when you're brushing, do you really need to think? Do you really
No.
need to think of anything? Just without going that, you'll just take a brush and put the paste and doing it, right? So that kind of state we should become. Do your things very casually without giving a much thought or without giving much intention to that. So that's a state when you are very peaceful. Do you feel anywhere that brushing is so much hard? No, right? It is all something like that. You just became so casual. Cooking, so I'll go to the kitchen and do whatever it is there, I'll do something. That kind of feeling when you have it, right, you will not stress out, you will not put much, you will not get separated. Means from there you start, from there if you start, right, then so whenever I come, so every time that you are, every time you are doing some task, you try to identify yourself, whether as a person I'm thinking, whether it's a connectedness or disconnectedness. That's how, if you start thinking, right, then you will be able to travel. Yes, I know it is a very hard, because we have been did that journey for 30-40 years. Then to come out of it and come travel this path, do we not take at least 10 years? Slowly come. So it will take. It is not a simple path. You feel that is the easy path because every day you are used to it. Because you did all the wrong thing. It is not that we have to do the same thing over and over. You need to take your time and do.
Thanks, Prasanna garu. Thanks, Madhu ma'am. So hopefully yeah, okay. Madhu ma'am is happy with the answer. Any other questions, masters? Okay, MS has given, okay, Madhuri ma'am said, thank you, Prasanna garu. Wonderful session from MS. Thank you, Prasanna garu and Lavanya. The pace is good and concepts talked are very deep. My question is, for personal responses to all thoughts, evaluate whether they are coming from connectedness feeling or from unconnectedness feeling. Now, is the book also documents to find out difference in these feelings in various situations life throws?
Yeah, entire book is that. Whatever your question answers the entire book. First, today we are talking about, first chapter he is talking about mind and you. Next, he will talk about emotion and you. Emotion is coming from mind or coming from body. How it is actually affecting. Where does it comes emotion? So he will dissect you. He will dissect every part of us one by one, and also how our thought is actually doing printing. Means how because I'll just tell you, there is a today I went to help one auntie in the technology, because she is not so much into the technology. I went and I'm supposed to come by 12 o'clock so that I can prepare. So but she pushed me until 1 o'clock. After the lunch I started, it was pouring rain. It was pouring rain, even 100 feet before also I'm not able to see in the road, right? So that time I'm just actually, because I know that we have to talk. So, oh, can I go? Am I able to do that? What is this rain? All the things, right? So much thing. The moment again, let me switch this thought off. Let me switch the thought of that I am in the rain. Whatever the rain, it is. So people are coming. Everybody is. It's the rain is rain for everybody. Everybody, it is not visible. So whether I am going in my line or side line or mid line, so everybody has the same problem. So why I am worrying about it? let me go slow as much as I can do. Let me go slow. I just switched on my parking lights and I just go in that slow pace, almost like 4 or 5 miles. I have to come in that pace only because of that heavy ride. The moment I switch off that, what happened is I got free. That is all anxiousness that we are keeping so many things in our life, right? So the moment you switch off, everybody is running the same pace. So why should I worry? Even if you put a honk on me, where should I go? Where should I go? I'm not able to see the road. Where should I go? So nobody put any because that is all our, because regularly we got used, right? We will not go in 10 or 20 in a regular road. But in the afternoon, mid that to the Texas, we are like 100 in 100 days. That's a kind of Texas. 100 degrees will be there for 100 days. That kind of environment today was such a blessed day that we have the pouring rain. So in that way, the moment you switch off the thought, right? That's what I noticed. The moment you switch off the thought, you feel that you are so cool. The mind is the one which is playing the entire role. So anything that you are interestingly, if you want to do it, play with your mind. Try to understand that connectedness or the separatedness or something like that, right? So yesterday also, I can say yesterday, one of my friend went to the Europe and they came back. So they came back and I said, like, because my son took the car. I said, I have food. I prepared food. Can you come and just pick up? Because I don't have the car. And they came. They feel so happy. I said, everybody wants love, no matter what. The kid, because the kid was so because the kid they can express it freely, right? She came and hugged me, auntie. It was so delicious. I like it. Oh, you made this. You made this. She could express it so well. But whereas the adults, right, we don't want to express that, even though we like, and we feel happy that somebody has cooked for us after the vacation, but we don't express. Okay, thank you. With a very, this thing, right? Very modest way that we will do it. So that's what, I don't know. I'm feeling somewhat like Anika is expressing. I'm not able to tell, but I'm feeling so happy inside. That's what she's saying. So this is what actually because you are not able to express your emotion freely also. Whereas if it is anger, you'll express. Isn't it? So which emotion to express, which emotion not to express, right? That also we got confused. So that connectedness emotion you can always express. That brings you joy to you as well as to others. Separatedness emotion don't express. You yourself don't give the energy to that. When that thought comes, you suppress it. The other day, I told you, when you asked to come to the Power of Now, right? I wanted to go to Dallas to meet Saroja ma'am. That day you said class. So I don't want to go because I don't want to bunk the class in the first day itself. I don't want to say that, sorry, Lavanya. Then that day morning, the night where I'm sleeping, I thought, okay, if Lavanya says there is no class, I will go. Otherwise, I don't go. That's all. Full stop. Because whatever universe wants me to do it, I will do that kind of thing. Morning, I that day morning I have an exam actually. So I 3 hours I have written the exam. Then only I opened and saw July first week. Oh, okay. Then I told my husband, okay, let's go to Dallas. Kind of thing when you are having, what do you say, not giving.
Sorry, Masters. I think there is some technical issues. Prasanna, you're on mute.
I think, I don't know. I think I got disconnected in between.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how we need to think. Then you'll be, because this entire book is insisting on us on all these concepts. See you on next week with more on mind.
Sure.
And yeah,
Thank you
those
so
who
much,
want to
Prasanna.
learn like more on mind, literally, if you feel this is so much interesting, I'll send you one link, Understanding Mind. I did like 20 or 25 episodes, completely on understanding mind. Okay, I did for
Share
an.
the, Yeah, I'll share it in our group. Please share
Yeah,
the link.
One hour, complete 1 year I took for me to, because with the breaks, India trips, breaks and all, right? So 25 episodes are so. The thick head knot, that guy was very, because he dissects the thing. Here, the Power of Now, he is dissecting mind with us, is separating mind with us, emotion with us. That I is concentrating, but that episodes is actually concentrating on mind, how you understand your mind, that kind of. Okay.
Sure. Thank you so much, Prasanna Garu. Thank you, friends, for joining today and asking your wonderful questions and sharing your energies. Thank you, Prasanna Garu, once again for accepting and coming to Divine
We're
Breath.
all learning. Nothing
I
like
know
we're all
you're
learning.
quite busy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again.
Namaste. Thank you.